Fact Power FM, Brother Intellect Head, and got my sister Ossa A'More, joining in today, and we definitely gonna chop it up, have a good time. Today we're gonna be talking about uh, the Music Extravaganza 2019, as well as the uh, first annual Sabaean Awards 2022. First of all, how you doing, Goddess?
Doing well. How are you?
I'm pretty good. Thank you for asking. I found it a bit important to revisit uh, some of the things that we have done in the past before they get too buried in the desert. You know what I'm saying? Um, Back in 2019, um, I collaborated with a sister Hotep by Atun, and we did a event out there in Newark, New Jersey. And you all came out. Were invited. We invited people like from pretty much all over. Those who responded musically, you know. And you came out from Boston, and because I interviewed you, I already know you not from Boston. I keep saying this, but now it's just stuck in my head. Um, you came out. A few others came out. So we want to bring everybody on this platform and really get to, just talk with y'all about some of the background stories, because a lot of times people don't get to really know like what it's like to just be an artist or be called on to perform at a show or be involved in that element. So 2019, I'm taking you back. You know what I'm saying? 2019,
There
um,
we
you're called on to do a music extravaganza, Newark, New Jersey. What goes on in your head? What are your first responses? Like what's going on?
I think for me, it was because I was still new at performing. It was more of I gotta get my songs right, make sure make sure that the songs I have I know. I
Yeah,
was more worried about that because, like, especially me, like I get really busy because I have so much going on behind the scenes that I don't really have time to focus on my show the way I want to. So when I do get a show like that, I want to make sure that things are right. I don't have a budget, so I can't hire people to do other stuff. But
right.
but I do. I work with what I have, and I just want to make sure that I'm putting on a good show.
Yeah.
So that was the thing that I was worried about the most.
Was so the nerves was where the nerves was up like, oh, we got another show to do. You know what I mean? Going out
I
to
mean, it
Jersey.
wasn't like the nerves really come more so like not necessarily with the music, but it comes more so like with the outfits a lot of
Yeah.
times for me because there's always something going on behind the scene. But I always had like try to keep in mind depending on where I'm going. It's like I know like if I know ahead of time the type of audience, I always want to kind of cater the show to that audience
Right.
and
Right. Right.
not like yes come as myself, but also want to make sure that it's like no, this is an us thing. Like you're participating in my show. It's not
Right.
just a me thing. So
And I think too, we had put out the word that you know, with what was going on, and still currently going on with the master teacher. We wanted it to be, you know, um, us. You know what I'm saying? Like you said, we
mhm.
wanted it. We wasn't demanding or requesting people to, you know, chant free Dr. York in their material, but we wanted it to be positive, and we wanted people to know that you were, um, beyond a shadow of a doubt, a Sabian, artist. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Or artist, a recording artist that's also a Sabian. You know what I mean? Things got pretty deep because people start responding from all different areas. Was that your first time coming to Jersey to perform?
I think that was one of my first times performing in New
Yeah,
Jersey. And
yeah,
then it was like what I did like about it, it was so many great artists that I had never met before.
yeah,
And it was like it's just interesting to see everybody's element because I feel like when you get a group of artists together and that you've never met, it's like everybody's what makes them as an artist is always different. So then you have people who like who that they like they want to talk to you, then you got people that don't want to talk to you. So
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
like
yeah, yeah,
it's
yeah,
like, oh, okay. And
yeah.
then it's like finding like where you fit in within that space. But I think that seeing so many of us, and then it's like we all have this, it's weird because it's like it's not the same message. We
Right.
all have come with different messages, but it's the same purpose. It's almost like, no, we're here to uplift you. We're here to give you information. We're here to give you something that you're not hearing on the radio.
Right.
And that's what I enjoyed about every single artist in that event.
Yeah, it was super dope. It was super charged. Um, I remember when once everybody started coming into town, it just gave me that, that feeling again, like, this is really how it's supposed to be. As Sabaeans, we should definitely be networking first and foremost, and um, you know, having people being picked up from the airport, and it was just like wow, yeah, this is what it's supposed to be. I've had several instances where you know I was going from here to there, visiting different bookstores, and going to different venues and things of that nature, and I was able to you know tour and carry people along with me, you know what I'm saying, and um get with, like, I think for this event, what was it, about 10, might have been like 10 different artists, you know what I mean?
Hmm.
And when I was, I think it might have been 2003 to 2005, something like that. When I was touring around, that there were like a host. There were a lot of artists, you know what I mean, that were, present. And we used to rock out together. And though we didn't get a chance to record music together, we all really, was really just rocking out together, like we would support each other real strongly. And we was looking to do things from a certain perspective, but we never quite got there, And so what was genius to me is that, you all, I think we even went out for, what was, did we have dinner
We
or
went to
breakfast or
breakfast.
something? Yeah.
We went to breakfast.
Yeah, yeah. We Newark, New Jersey. We went and sat at the table, and you got everybody from different places, and I think we had Detroit there, Boston, Atlanta, um,
New
Chicago.
York.
Yeah, New York.
I
You know
think
what
there was
I'm
somebody
saying?
from New York there.
Yeah,
It was definitely fun to see, because it's like I think what happens is we get all caught up in our own world, so we actually never get to see what the other person's doing. Or a lot of times, it's like the only time you get to actually meet with people is through like Facebook or
right.
Instagram or something like that. So we actually never get to see each other be like us as artists. And I think that seeing us coming together and having that breakfast was just amazing, because I was like,
Yeah,
no, we actually get to talk and see, and oh, this person we got to meet, this person's mate, we got to
yeah,
see like what goes on,
yeah,
when they're doing. So I found it interesting. I was definitely more nervous because, like I said, I had never, that was like my first time really performing, and I didn't really have like what I wanted to sound like yet. So I think that it was just interesting to see that everybody was at different places in their journey. Like you had some
right.
people who were veterans, and then you had like a few people who had been performing like a few years, or some people,
Yep,
same situation as me. They didn't really know what they wanted to do. So
yep.
I did enjoy that.
And that's really, again, that's really what was amazing, that these are some of the things that people didn't realize and are not connected to, you know what I'm saying, which is why I wanted to bring everybody on, just for a quick interview, just to talk about some of those things, because for me, you know uh uh it was just amazing to watch, and I learned a lot about all of you in that short span, you know what I'm saying. um, I found out you played guitar at that time, you know what I'm saying? And I was just like, what? What you mean? You know what I'm saying? And that it was just like powerful. And to see your growth since then, super, super, it's just an amazing thing. Um, I did realize that in the moment, um, many of those that were involved, this was like their first, you know, um, first tour that they were ever involved in. You know what I'm saying? First time ever doing something like this. And so just seeing it on their faces and then being a part of that energy was just an amazing thing. And I humbly removed myself from performing and being all in that element. I just wanted to be able to help, bring the event to a level where it would be the best experience that we possibly could provide, and you all just showed up and, you know, conducted yourselves very, professionally. There were no arguments, there was no ego tripping, there was no, like, everybody stayed in their lane and everybody respected each other. And I really just wanted the tribe to know, you know, how you all conducted yourselves. You know what I'm saying? The master teacher would definitely be proud of that, after realizing, seeing how people conduct themselves out in the world when they're involved with hip hop and R&B and things of that nature. They be wilding out. You know what I'm saying? A lot of craziness be going on. And to, have you all come on from different parts of the, globe and not know each other, you know what I'm saying? And while we're building up, different, artists for this thing, you know, um, you all were strategically, placed not by us, but, by, the overseers, you know what I'm saying? Because it wound up being where each of you had a different style. You know what I'm saying? Everybody had a different style. Everybody had different personality, and it all just fit, and it made for a very, very good uh, vibe. And I saw people come out to the show, and I was checking out, who was there in the audience, and man, they loved it. They loved it. They absolutely loved it. You know what I'm saying? And I had people coming to me saying, "Hey, next time, call me." You know what I'm saying? So, it was pretty dope, and you know, it was awesome. Now I do have there was another show that came about 2022 in
Mm-hmm.
same location, All Eyes on Egypt, Newark, New Jersey. Uh, I want to read this so I don't get it wrong. um, the first annual Sabaean Awards, and that was in 2022. All Eyes on Egypt, Newark, New Jersey. This is Baba speaking. He said,
Mm-hmm.
"Love can be lust too. Learn to care. Simple concern. See someone in distress, help them out. Don't push people aside. Pick them up. There can be peace. Enough people have to want it. Don't desire it, but want it. We have to have so much love amongst us that it dominates hate. The godly nature must rule the animal nature. The principles of love must rule the principles of hate and dislike." And that was our, inspiration to put that event together, to actually, you know, give people some acknowledgement for some of the things that they just naturally were in tune with. And of course, while we couldn't acknowledge the whole tribe because there's so many people, we did the best we could. And you yourself, we had to reach out to you and bless you with an award. I know because of this AI thing we got going on here, it probably won't show on the screen. But do you mind just reading what your award was for?
Yeah, so have my name on it, of course, and it said for your endless participation as a Sabaean performing slash recording artist. And then I think because that event was closer, so it's more fresher in my mind.
Yeah.
And probably my favorite part was reading out everybody's names when it came to the award. So
Oh,
I wasn't expecting to go and like stand up or present or do anything, but that
yeah.
was my favorite part because it was like, even though like I said, a lot of people I haven't met face to face or I've probably seen them in passing, it was, it's almost like you're speaking these names. So it's like all these beings who have their own lives,
Yeah.
who do something very special that either whether we know about it or not, we're saying, hey, we don't know what you do, we just
Right.
know you exist and we appreciate that you exist. So
Mm.
I actually really liked that event, and whether I had performed or not, whether I was acknowledged or not, I would have had a ball there because I thought that That was definitely something that we needed,
Right.
because I think when, especially when you're talking about us dealing with, trying to make sure our bookstores are running, trying to um, let people know about Baba's case. We're
Hmm.
trying to let people know who we actually are
Right.
versus what, what
Right.
gets pushed out into the public. I
Yeah.
think that we kind of we don't realize that everybody needs to be put where their strength is, like what they're
Right.
actually capable of doing, not just saying, oh, you need to go fight the case. And like, no, like, they're not lawyers. Like, I don't want anybody who's not a lawyer fighting for me. But
Exactly.
you
Right.
know, or
Right.
like who are the doctors, who are the, like, we really need that, because this is that thing. If we care enough, and if we're looking to actually have a network, a community of people that we can call on, or
Mm.
offer our services, like, yeah, I might not be able to sit here and read a case, but I understand healthcare.
Right.
Or, like, or or you have somebody who understands how to build buildings, people who understand contract law or something, then that person needs to be able to develop that without the hindrance. And I just think that that award show kind of, it wasn't about who was doing what. It was like, okay, just because you're here,
Mm.
and just because, and for the people that, we didn't get names and everything, it wasn't because we didn't care for you. It was just
Right.
because I know that it was getting people's getting to get to the names, because, like you said, it's
Right.
so many people.
So
And
many people.
that's why I felt like it should have kept going, because then we could have
Yeah.
picked up more people. You know what I'm saying? Like, we could have
Yeah.
picked up more people,
Yeah.
and more people could have gotten acknowledged, and then we could have started saying, oh, okay, this person actually does this. Did we know on Sunday this person goes out to the community and does this every single Sunday without stopping? This person teaches every single Sunday. It's like,
Right.
so that way people can start to understand it's not an ego thing. It's just saying, okay, we see you, and
Hmm.
acknowledging that um, that everybody is putting in their part, but we can only put in what we're capable of,
Right.
and not what somebody else thinks that somebody ought to be doing.
Yeah. That's on point right there. We definitely tried to tap into as many as we could. Um, with all things, there's always some type of resistance, and just as much as resistance, there's always persistence. You know what I'm saying? So we just stayed persistent in what we had set out to do. I think it was a success. You know, um, both events. The music extravaganza as well as the awards. But the awards meant a lot more because it was like I said, it was inspired by the words and of the master teacher. You know what I'm saying? To just care. You know what I'm saying? Care enough to acknowledge somebody else. And if we are really you know for and by each other, we definitely should at least be able to acknowledge each other. For the small things. You know what I'm saying? And not be afraid. That is the beginning of loving on each other. You know what I'm saying? How can we love each other if we're not loving on each other? You know what I'm saying? And so loving on each other is just acknowledging each other for the small things, opposed to always being known for acknowledging the negatives or the shortcomings of each other. You know what I'm saying? But let's keep it a buck, and before we close out, we got this trivia going on. You know what I'm saying? And so we're gonna ask you a couple of questions, and let's just have some fun with this. A lot of these answers I do not know, so uh, the answers are provided. So you know what I'm saying. The first one is, what is the only bird that can fly backwards? So
um I'm gonna say that that's the hummingbird.
that is the hummingbird, correct. I didn't know that, you know what I'm saying? Um, this one is kind of, who painted the ceiling of the Sistine Chapel, if I'm saying that right?
The Sistine Chapel. I want to say Michelangelo, or is it Picasso?
I
I
want to
don't know.
say I want to say Brother Maat over there on Bushwick Ave, but but yeah, it absolutely is. It's Michelangelo.
It was Michelangelo. Okay,
Yeah,
I don't
yeah,
really know.
yeah,
I
yeah.
don't know European art at all, so that was a guess.
Word, word. What is the world's hottest chili pepper?
Mm,
Yo,
is is it the ghost chili pepper?
it is the Carolina Reaper.
Oh,
I never heard of it, but that's what they say. The
that's why,
Carolina
because
Reaper.
it's too high. We ain't gonna mess with nothing that's the
Right.
hottest in the world.
Now you might not be familiar with Nintendo, are you?
Yeah,
Old school game. You know what I'm saying? What is the
hmm
main profession of Nintendo character Luigi?
he's a plumber.
Word. Yeah, 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 yeah. What is the hardest natural substance on Earth?
Diamond.
Facts. All right. Okay. So, who was inaugurated as U.S. president in 2009?
Oh, that's Obama. I can't believe that
That
took me
is
that long.
Obama. Damn. Oh, yo,
I can't believe
you
it took me
these
that long to
answers.
say that. Somebody yelling it right now. Obama.
You got these. You got these answers. A lot of this stuff I wouldn't even be able to answer right. I always fall short when it comes to being asked questions and stuff. Um, which okay, here's one for you. Which planet has over 145 known moons? Wow. Which
Is it
planet
Saturn?
has over? Nah, that's it. We ain't going no more. We ain't doing no
It
more.
is
That's it.
Saturn.
It's Saturn. It's Saturn. It's Saturn. I don't know. Yeah, yeah. I can't. You got every one of them questions right. That's crazy. That's super crazy. You know what I mean? That's dope. One of the reasons why, what that this is what makes you who you are. You know what I'm saying? Somebody spread the word. Somebody let Baba know that we are being responsible out here. We are not running around in the hip hop world, uneducated and losing our mind and being alcoholics and drug addicts. We don't smoke. The only thing we drinking is mineral water and water. You know what I'm saying? We are as clean as they can come. You know what I'm saying? And so, I thank you, Osa A. Moore, for giving us another 20 minutes of your time, you know what I'm saying? And you killed that trivia question. Oh my goodness, man. That's what's up. But before we get out of here, I should have, threw on the track, you know what I'm saying? So you could rock out, you know what I'm saying? But anything you want to shout out to the tribe?
Well, I want to shout out just everybody who has like a dream. Just go for it. Like, stop asking for permission. Stop waiting on somebody to approve you. They're not paying for it anyway. Like, go for your dream. Go for what you want to do, because that's what's gonna help us move forward. I don't care if you're inventing. I don't care if it's just a business idea. You're providing something that we need. Stop
Yeah.
waiting for permission.
Yeah, you got skills and talents. Let's go, man. You know what I mean? Let's go. Let's get it. You know what I mean? And let's start having, you know, getting back to just acknowledging each other, man. Having that respect. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna read this again one more time before we get out of here. Um, so thank you everybody for tuning in. Um, I'm gonna read these words of the master teacher one more time. Uh, he says, "Love can be lust too." And this is from the Learn to Care, for all the fact checkers who want to go back. Love can be lust too. Learn to care. Simple concern. When you see someone in distress, help them. Don't push people aside. Pick them up. Be there. Enough people have to want it. Don't desire it, but want it. We have to have so much love amongst us that it dominates hate. The godly nature must rule the animal nature. The principles of love must rule the principles of hate and dislike. And those are the words of Dr. Malachi Z. York, 33 degrees over 720 degrees. And again, thank you, Osa A. Moore, for
Thank you for
this
having me again.
wonderful time that we've had today discussing the Music Extravaganza 2019 and the first annual Sabaean Awards. from 2022. Thank you so much. You bombed that trivia question. I got to be creative and come up with some stuff. You know what I'm saying? Until next time, everybody, we out of here. Fact Power FM. Peace.
Fact Power FM is in junction with the Entelic movement for the freedom of Dr. York. Brother Entgelek 9 and all parties that appear on Fact Power FM are part of the Voices for the Freedom of Dr. Malachi Zed York, TM 33 degrees 720 degrees. To be a participant on our podcast or to the movement, email us at factpowerm@gmail.com. Peace.